Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairs Cloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, all these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state-wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@of affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333862. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of the topic government schemes of June month, and this is the part first of the video, so stay tuned till the end and let's discuss the news. First news is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. This program has been extended till the fiscal year 26, that is till year 2025 till 2026. Also, this will create 40 lakh jobs. As the name suggests, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, that means it will help to boost employment to the youth of the country. And an amount of 13 crore 554 crore rupees will be spent to create 40 lakh jobs. Coming back, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program was extended till what year? First question. It has been extended till 25-26, that is the fiscal year 26. How much amount has been allotted for this? An amount of 13,554 crore rupees has been allotted. How much jobs are supposed to be generated in this program till 25-26? 40 lakh jobs will be generated. This is the extension of the scheme is over the 15th finance commission cycle for 5 years, that is was from 21-22 to 25-26. All the states and union territories will come under this Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. If we talk about this scheme has been launched by Ministry of MSME, that is Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and has implemented to facilitate generation of employment opportunities for unemployed youth across the country by assisting the setting up of micro enterprise in the non-farm sector. Also we see many skills are being provided to youth so that they can themselves are skilled enough to go and get a job. So coming back, remember, if we talk about Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, this scheme has, first question will be asked to you, this scheme has been extended till what date? It has been extended till 25-26. The amount that will be allocated to this is 13,550 crore rupees, and 40 lakh jobs are supposed to be generated under this particular scheme. Next, and yes, one more question can be asked. This Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, which is the responsible ministry here, or this was launched, or this was a flagship scheme of which ministry? It is Ministry of MSME. Next, PM Cares. This is an important scheme friends. Remember, government, or you can say Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched this PM Cares children scheme. This PM Cares is for all those children who have lost their parents due to COVID-19. I repeat, all those children who lost their parents due to COVID-19, this scheme was specifically launched for them, that is PM Cares. Under this scheme, PM Cares, children who have lost their parents will be receiving a 4,000 rupees per month. Apart from this, they will be also provided assistance in financial assistance in studying. That means for their education, if they want to apply for higher secondary school or they want to go for any higher studies, that is your graduation, then in that also assistance will be provided to those children. So coming back, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched this PM Cares scheme. This is basically for children, those who have lost their parents due to COVID-19. Alright, then remember 4,000 rupees per month for basic requirement as well as final assistance for schooling. A higher education scholarship will also be provided. Also, PM Cares also provide educational loans to children for professional courses or higher education. Next we will be talking about Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission first. What is this mission? Highly important, friends. This mission was launched in the month of September in 2021. It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi through a video conference. Here the aim of this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is to provide digital health IDs for all the Indian citizens to help hospitals and insurance firms or as well as the citizens to access their health records electronically. That means all their health records will be locked or they all will be updated on their health account, similar to your Facebook. All right, on Facebook, what do? You provide all the information related to you. If you go somewhere, you tag yourself. All right, you post that, so I'm on this particular location, I'm having a free time, I'm enjoying. So all that information you are providing on that platform. Similar to that only, a health account ID will be established for all the Indian citizens. That will help to provide or to store the health data of themselves. That means if you go and do a test for your health or any test, then the report of that test will also be uploaded on that health ID. And then if you visit a doctor, then all your reports, all your health related data will be available on that particular health account. So this is your Ayushman Digital Mission. Recently, remember, if we talk about this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, when was it launched? In September 2021. It was launched under National Health Policy of 2017. Then if I ask to you, under or for Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which is the implementing agency, it is your National Health Authority. I repeat, National Health Authority will be the implementing agency. Also remember, if we talk about this health ID, it will be issued for every citizen. That will also work as their health account. This health account will contain details of every test, every disease, the doctors visited, the medicines taken, and the diagnosis done on that particular report. Alright, it will be, this health ID will be a free of cost voluntary, and it will help in doing analysis of health data and lead to better planning, budgeting and implementation for health programs. Alright, similarly for that, a dashboard has been recently launched by NHA. It is a one-stop solution for information on the mission's progress. Alright. Next we are talking about the 7th anniversary of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. What is this scheme? This scheme is to provide house to the people. As the name suggests, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and it is for urban area. Alright, this ministry, the responsible ministry that has launched this scheme was Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And recently, why was it in news? Because recently in the year 2022, it has completed 7 years. That means this scheme was launched in which year? It was launched in the year 2050. Highly important. You have to remember the date also, the year in which this particular scheme, that is Ayushman Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, was launched. And this year in 2022, it observed the 7th anniversary of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Alright, highly important. Remember this. Next, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. Swachh Bharat Mission, as the name suggests, it is a cleanliness drive that was launched, and recently it is the second version of this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 was launched. Alright, if we talk about Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, first edition of that was launched. It was launched in the year 2014. Swachh Bharat Mission Urban had two main components to be implemented. First was achieving 100% open defecation status. Second was 100% scientific processing of solid waste. So these were one of the two more major objectives of this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. This was launched under the aim of Clean India or Swachh Bharat of the Mahatma Gandhi ji, and it was launched on October 2nd in 2014. This was your Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, the first edition of it. Then remember the second edition of which was recently launched, and the basic aim of this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 is to make urban cities clean. Alright, to make cities clean. Or you can say hashtag to make cities garbage free. To make cities garbage free. This was the basic aim of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. This is also being implemented by which ministry? It is also implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Recently, this has launched the revised Swachh certification protocols for open defecation free, ODF plus, ODF plus plus. These were some of the certificates launched. This event was for the same was held at Nirman Bhavan in New Delhi, which was chaired by Manoj Joshi, and the revised protocols are aligned with the objectives of Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. Moving on. Next, here you can see the new protocols are designed to ensure that no untreated used water or fecal sludge is discharged into the environment and are all used, including sewage, steppage, grey water and black water is safely contained, transmuted, treated with maximum reuse of treated water in all cities and less than 1 lakh population. It is also aimed at sustaining open defecation status in all the statutory towns. Alright, moving on now. Next news. Next we will be talking about PMJJBY and PMSBY. What does they stands for? Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Recently the government has revised, that means you can say the government has increased the premium rates of Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. If we talk about Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, they have a total active subscribers of 6.4 crore rupees, and recently their premium has been increased from 330 to 436 rupees. I repeat, for Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, the premium has been increased from 330 to 436 rupees, and for the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, total active users are around 22 crore, and then the premium has been increased from 12 rupees to 20 rupees. All right, and these premiums rates has been increased for the first time in 7 years. Coming back, you can see here, let me show you the rates also. The premium rates has been for Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana increased from 330 to 436, and for Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana it has been increased from 12 to 20 rupees. You have to remember these two data that are important, and the full form of Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and full form is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana of PMSBY. These two are important that you have to remember. Alright, if we talk about Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, it is a renewable 1-year life insurance scheme that provides death coverage. I repeat, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana provides death coverage. Alright, and if we talk about Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, this is a scheme that is a 1-year renewable personal accidents insurance policy that covers death or disability caused by any accidents. Alright, coming back, remember, if we are talking about Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, it is a renewable 1-year life insurance scheme that provides only death coverage. And if we talk about Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, it provides death as well as disability caused by accident. This covers these both things here. Alright, moving on now. Next, we are talking about Shrestha scheme. This scheme was recently launched by which ministry? It was the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and his minister, Dr. Virendra Kumar, has launched this Shrestha scheme. But what was this Shrestha scheme? What was the main of this Shrestha scheme? Here, this Shrestha scheme was launched, or it was created in response to the constitutional mandate to provide quality education and opportunities even to the poorest scheduled class students. Important. I repeat, what was this Shrestha scheme? It was created to provide quality education and opportunities for the scheduled caste students, even the poorest scheduled caste students. If we talk about the full form, you have to remember the full form also of this Shrestha scheme, that is Scheme for Residential Education for Students in Higher Schools in Targeted Areas. I repeat, Schemes for Residential Education for Students in High Schools in Targeted Areas, that is Shrestha scheme, was launched to provide quality education and opportunities for even the poorest scheduled caste students. This was Shrestha scheme, and the responsible ministry is, or the ministry that launched this scheme is Social Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and Virendra Kumar, who is the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, released this Shrestha scheme. What will be the need? Why do we require such schemes like Shrestha? Because the students from SC communities have a long faced inequality and lack of access to high quality of education. The government of India has made numerous efforts to promote educational opportunities without discrimination, resulting in a near universal success. So that was your Shrestha scheme. If we look at this Shrestha, some benefits will be that the scheme will provide meritorious poor students from SC communities whose parental income is less than 2.5 lakh per annum with free access to high quality education from 9 to 12th of class. So question can be asked that under this Shrestha scheme, a high quality of education will be provided till from which class to which class? This will be from 9 to 12th class, and this is specifically for the SC community students who are poor, who belong to poor class. Next we will be talking about Udan. Udan is your Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. This is the full form of this scheme, Udan, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. It has completed 5 years now, and recently it celebrated its 5th anniversary. Under this Udan scheme, the main aim is so that people of India can travel from one state to another state hassle free and with low cost. All right, they don't have to spend much on the travel within the country itself. So that is the reason this scheme was launched. If we talk about it, central government scheme Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, that is Udan, Let the Country's Common Man Fly, is celebrating its 5th anniversary this year. This is the kind of scheme that was headed by, this is the first of its kind scheme that was headed by Ministry of Civil Aviation. Question can be asked, what is the responsible ministry for Udan scheme? So it is your Ministry of Civil Aviation. Also, this ensures that common man can commute between the smaller cities in a small time and at an affordable cost. Airport Authority of India is the implementing agency. Here you have to remember this also. Question will be asked that which is the responsible ministry? It is Ministry of Civil Aviation. And if it asks that which is the responsible implementing agency here, it will be the Airport Authority of India for Udan scheme, and it has recently completed 5th year anniversary. That means this scheme was launched in the year 2017. Next, Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan has completed 2 years. This scheme, Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan, was launched during COVID-19 when we had to face lockdown, and because of lockdown many individuals lost their jobs who were earning daily wages. So in order to provide work on daily wages so that they can earn and feed themselves, this scheme Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan was launched by the government of India, and recently it has completed 2 years. Alright, this scheme, that is Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan, was a scheme for migrant workers who affected during the COVID-19, has completed 2 years. Under this scheme, Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan, that was launched on 20th of June 2020, this was launched for a period of 125 days with a resource to envelop 50,000 crore rupees to boost employment and livelihood opportunities for the returning migrant workers in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Alright, just remember this. Then you have to remember here the focus was on 25 works in 116 selected district across 6 states. So question can be asked to you that this Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan will be focusing to provide employment to how many states? Basically 6 states were focused here. They were Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and UP. The migrant workers of these states will be provided basic job opportunities under this Pradhan Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan, that is GKRA. Alright, next is Kashi Yatra. This was a scheme for pilgrims that was launched by which state? It was launched by Karnataka. Highly important. Karnataka launched a Kashi Yatra scheme for pilgrims. On 27th of June, Karnataka government launched this Kashi Yatra. That was a project with an outlay of 7 crore rupees. The project provides 5,000 rupees cash assistance to each of the 30,000 pilgrims who are willing to take up the pilgrimage to Kashi Vishwanath temple in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. Alright, any pilgrims who wanted to, or any individual who wanted to visit the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, will be provided with rupees 5,000 rupees. All right, and these 5,000 rupees will be provided to around 30,000 pilgrims who are willing to go to the pilgrimage site, that is Kashi Vishwanath temple in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. This Kashi Yatra scheme was launched by which state government? It was launched by Karnataka government. Next team we will be talking about is of Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister is Jairam Thakur. They have launched a scheme Nari Ko Naman. Under this scheme, as you can see here in the picture, it is a picture of a woman in a bus. So any woman who is from Himachal Pradesh, and if she wants to travel from any place from in Himachal Pradesh to any second place in Himachal Pradesh, then she will be provided concession on the bus fares if they are traveling from the local buses of Himachal Pradesh only. I repeat, this is Nari Ko Naman scheme that was launched by Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister, and a 50% concession on the fares in Himachal Pradesh Road Transport Corporation buses if women wants to commute within the state boundary. That means if they want to travel between the state boundary, that is if they travel from one location in Himachal Pradesh to another location in Himachal Pradesh, then the women will be provided with 50% concession on the fares if they use the HRTC buses, that is your Himachal Road Transport Corporation's buses. Alright, coming back, who launched this scheme? It was launched by Jairam Thakur, who is the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. If question asks that this scheme, Nari Ko Naman, is of which state? This scheme is of Himachal Pradesh. Highly important. And how much concession will be given? 50% concession will be given. Next, DSEUE has joined hands with UNICEF to help students find jobs. What is DSEUE? This stands for Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University. This is in New Delhi. I repeat, Delhi Skills and Entrepreneurship University has tied hands with, or they have signed a contract with UNICEF that they will be helping students of the state to find jobs. This Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University has partnered with the UVA at the UN UNICEF to generate access to employment opportunities for the students of Delhi. The pilot project will start from 20th of July 2022 at Ambedkar DSEUE Shakarpur 1 campus that is located in New Delhi. Also remember, a chatbot was launched to answer the queries on the e-vehicles, that is your electric vehicles, by which state government? It was launched by Delhi government. 2 robots were also included into the firefighting team of the Delhi government. My Electric Vehicle is a portal of Delhi government. Hobby Hubs is also of Delhi government. Biggest drone mela was held in New Delhi, that was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Then Third Organic Expo, it was also held in New Delhi only. Then if I talk to you about the Museum for Former Prime Ministers, it is also in New Delhi. But if I ask you about the Museum for Customs and GST, National Museum for Customs and GST, it is in Goa. Then next, remember, if we talk about Vandita Sharma, she has been appointed as Karnataka's 39th Chief Secretary. I repeat, this is an important, I want you all to remember, who has been appointed as Karnataka's 39th Chief Secretary. She is Vandita Sharma. Next we will be talking about Tamil Nadu government. They have recently signed an MOU with IPPB for pensioners digital life certificate. I repeat, in order to provide, or in order to get the digital life certificate of the pensioner, so that the government can still provide them with the pension. This digital life certify is very helpful for the pensioners, because in order to receive the pension in their account, the pensioners has to show that yes, that the person is still alive. So for that, every year they have to certify, or they have to provide the details of that livability of that person, that yes, he is still alive. So similarly for this only, Tamil Nadu government has signed an MOU with IPPB. What is IPPB? It stands for India Post Payments Bank. Alright, I repeat, Tamil Nadu government has signed an MOU with IPPB to obtain life certificates from pensioners through the Post Department doorstep service. Next we are talking about Project Niga. Project Niga is an initiative to track containers by using ICD container tracking module, which will help in better visibility of the container movement inside the ICD, that is your ICD container tracking module. I repeat, Alright, if we talk about Project Niga, this Project Niga was an initiative to track the containers by using ICTM, that is your ICD container tracking module. And here ICD stands for Inland Container Depot. Where this Niga project will be established, this will be established at Hasaru, Gurugram, Haryana. This will help customs to expedite long-standing containers and monitor timely clearances, thereby enhancing ease of doing business along with ensuring lead preventive checks. Next, Tata Motors subsidiary Tata Passengers Electric Mobility Limited has signed a tripartite MOU with Ford India Private Limited and the government of Gujarat to take over the Ford passengers vehicle manufacturing plant that is at Sanand. I repeat, Tata Motors subsidiary Tata Passenger Electric Mobility Limited, that is Tata Motors Electric Mobility Limited. This is a subsidiary of Tata Motors company. They have signed a tripartite agreement with Ford India Private Limited and the government of Gujarat to take over the Ford's manufacturing plant or Ford's passenger vehicle manufacturing plant that is in Sanand. Alright, in order to take over that manufacturing plant so that Tata Passengers Electric Mobility Limited can use that manufacturing plant and develop vehicles. This was a tripartite agreement between three organizations. It is Tata Passengers Electric Mobility Limited. Second is your Ford's passenger vehicle manufacturing, and third is your Gujarat government. So it was a three organizations. You can say not just Ford passenger vehicle manufacturing plant, but it is your Ford company that has signed this. So Ford, Tata Motors, and third is your the government of Gujarat. They have signed this tripartite MOU in order for Tata Motors or Tata Passengers Electric Mobility Limited to use the manufacturing plant of the Tata Motor of the Ford India Private Limited. Moving on. Next, Election Commission of India has appointed cricketer Yash Dhul as the state icon for the NCT Delhi, that is your National Capital Territory of Delhi, to encourage youngsters of Delhi. I repeat, ECI, Election Commission of India, has appointed Yash Dhul, who is a cricketer, to be the state icon for the NCT Delhi to encourage the youth of Delhi to enroll themselves into election. That means so that they can elect, go and vote for voting, so that they can encourage the youth of Delhi or encourage the youth of NCT of Delhi so that they can go and vote during elections. He will also participate in college level voters awareness event, and it is your ECI, that is your Election Commission of India. So two question friends from here, that is who has been appointed as the state icon for NCT Delhi to create awareness on voting. It is Yash Dhul. Then question can be asked that which is the organization that appointed him. It was your ECI, that is your Election Commission of India, and he has been appointed as what? He has been appointed as the state icon for NCT of Delhi to create awareness amongst the youngsters of the Delhi to vote. Next is Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy has launched an application ACB 14400. This application was launched to file corruption complaint against the corrupt officials or government officials. I repeat, this 1CCB ACB 1440, that is your Anti-Corruption Bureau 1440. ACB is your Anti-Corruption Bureau. Alright, this mobile application was launched so that any individual can file a complaint against the corrupt officials or corrupt government officials. This app was launched by whom? This app was launched and developed by Anti-Corruption Bureau of Andhra Pradesh. So indirectly we can say ACB 1440 was launched by which state? It was launched by Andhra Pradesh, and it was developed by which organization? It was developed by Anti-Corruption Bureau of Andhra Pradesh, and it was launched why? In order to file corruption complaints against those corrupt government officials. Next, Sikkim. Sikkim has been declared as the blue dake as their state butterfly. I repeat, Sikkim has declared blue dake. This is the name of the butterfly that has been declared as the state butterfly of Sikkim. Highly important friends, remember the name of the state and the name of the butterfly. That is blue dake has been declared as the state butterfly of which state now? Now tell me, it is Sikkim. So question can be asked in a vice versa format and in a tricky format also. So you have to remember both the things. So friends, that's all for the day. I hope you have enjoyed our session. This was the part 1 of the important government. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairs Cloud. Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is affairscloud_official. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.